2017 has been a heck of a year for wildfires in the Pacific Northwest. Seems like we say that every year, but this year, it seemed to be hitting all the areas we wanted to go backpacking. For our fall campout, we wanted to take our first trip into the Bob Marshall Wilderness. The Rice Ridge Fire near Cedar Lake, Montana was a little too close to our route for us to feel safe about. Next, we thought we might go back to the Salmo Priest Wilderness in northeast Washington. We haven't been there since 2011, and there are many trails in that wilderness that we have not walked. But the Noisy Creek Fire kept us out of there. We looked further south and finally settled on the Blue Mountains and the Wenaha-Tucannon Wilderness. We would through hike the Wenaha River Trail. The trail started just outside of Troy, Oregon. We would follow the river for 21 miles to Wenaha Forks, then hike up the bluff to finish the trip at Elk Flats. We had people coming in from Washington, Idaho, and Utah, and we all met up at the Trailhead on the outskirts of Troy. This trip was more about camping than knocking out trail miles. It was our chance to spend time with people we don't get to see enough of. This was the crown jewel of our backpacking season, the Fall Campout. 7 days and 6 nights in the Wenaha-Tucannon Wilderness. The Wenaha River. We'll be following this all week. On the Fall Campout, we take plenty of opportunities to enjoy the wilderness, and that means plenty of rest breaks.
Bring it.
Most of us in the group are hammock campers, and obviously we need trees to hang from. Back in 2015, this section of the trail burned. All of the trees in our first night's camp have been scorched by the fire. The fire might have killed the trees, but beneath the scorched bark, the wood was still good. We might have been taking a chance, but after some pushing and pulling on some of the trees, we found a few to hang from. Maybe we were pushing our luck a bit, but we had no incidents that night. Now, it was time to move up the river. The first 2 days on the trail had been hot. We all ended up in the river once we reached camp. And we couldn't have fires, so when the sun went down, so did we. Since we had done shorter hikes on the first 2 days, it meant we had to keep moving. Day 3, setting out. At times, we had the feeling we might be walking out of the burned section. And then, we would walk right back into it.
The rattlesnake's definitely out a whole new element.
Yeah, not used to that. On the bright side, one thing I noticed with all of the trees being burnt is that we had better views of the surrounding bluffs. It wasn't much of a camp, but since we weren't going to have a fire, we didn't need much, just good water. We were starting to fall into a rhythm, finally adjusting to this simple life, even if just for a few days. Getting a little hazy on us this morning. It's morning, day 4, probably 15 minutes out of camp. Just trying to push on, make a few more miles. Great trip so far. Heading down into a camp here. Hopefully this is the nicest one we've seen. It was the nicest camp we've seen. For the first time on the trip, we would be hanging from trees that hadn't been scorched by the fire.
great time. Doesn't even matter that we're in a burnout area or nothing. Having fun. Then look at Matt. That's the epitome of fun. Epitome of fun.
We really liked this camp and hated to leave it. It was by far the best camp we had seen on the trail, but we wanted to take a zero before we hiked up to Elk Flats, so that meant we had to get to Wenaha Forks today. Day 5. About ready to hike on. The weather had taken a turn and it was overcast and much cooler. It's a beautiful sight. I think we have hiked out of the burn. Kind of an overcast, rainy day. Been perfect for hiking.
Oh, 8.
We're headed out of Happy Camp to Wenaha Forks. We'll hopefully, well, we will take a zero there. We had pushed harder today and made it to Wenaha Forks. The last obstacle was to ford all of the river inlets. Day 6, zero day. We are in the afternoon of our 0 day. Kind of been relaxing and enjoying the company, but it's all over tomorrow. Another one in the books. This has been really different as far as the country we've been going through. But we got to get up early tomorrow. 4-mile uphill push, 2,500 feet gain. Don't know if I'm ready for it to end. Morning, day 7. Pulling out today. Got 4 miles, 2,500 feet gain. So, just coffeeing up, packing up. We're out of here. It was a bit of a somber mood as we prepared for our last hike of the trip. We were going back to the world today. We just had one more mountain in our way. There we go. So if this is the flat, then, man, we are doing great. Yeah, I'd say we're probably halfway through. We're getting up on top now. Gotta almost be there.